Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the May 6th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Take a minute to look this over. The question is, how can I establish my boundaries without treading on others' rights? The passage is discussing the idea that alcoholism is a disease. And this person who wrote the passage is saying, when they first thought about this, they were concerned that if it's a disease, then it would affect their ability to set boundaries. And after listening to the readings and sharing at this meeting, this person made had some realizations of what they could do. They can see what's happening without minimizing or denying it. They get to feel their feelings and express them, and they get to set limits for themselves, whether other people agree or not. Today's reminder: we can live happy, dignified lives no matter what disease our loved ones are dealing with. And the quote is from Survival to Recovery. We learn not to give too much of ourselves so that there's nothing left. So how can I establish my own boundaries without treading on others' rights? Well, I think that every situation is unique, and all the circumstances and details need to be taken into consideration. But I think that the common thread is that as long as I'm focusing on myself and what I need to be healthy, then that might be the base for all the other decisions. It's not, I think that's the place to start. Like, I guess it all depends on like the specific details, like how entangled am I with this person who's suffering with this disease? What is reasonable? What is not going to hurt me? What can I manage? What is mine to manage? What is not mine to manage? I think that it's really important to have really strong support from Al-Anon, definitely, but even other professionals might need to be involved from different specialties depending on the situation. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if like in a caregiving situation, there are different levels of caregiving so that like one person doesn't have to do it all. There are visiting nurses, there are facilities, there are different levels of care. And I'm not just thinking about alcoholics, I'm thinking about all kinds of illnesses, diseases. That's what I've dealt with in my own personal life. My mother had dementia and lung cancer, and my partner's mother lived to be 95, but needed a lot of care the last few years for multiple reasons, but ended up being in hospice, which was amazing. My mom actually was in hospice too, but how many years apart? 17, 16 years apart, I think. So I think that it's like there's no easy answer, but it's a really important thing to consider when we're in these situations to figure out what we need for our own well-being. And that includes taking care of our loved ones in a way that works for us. This is really, really deep one, I think. That's a very deep reading. All right, I'm going to take a minute and look this over. This is about step 5. This is a much lighter reading in my mind. Well, it starts out a little bit heavy just because the person is saying that they were very concerned about being rejected when they took step 5, and and just as a reminder, let me read step 5. Step 5: admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. So this person finally took step 5 with their sponsor, and the sponsor said that that they had also been very fearful of being rejected during their step 5. So this person said, realizing that their feelings were very similar to other people's feelings made them feel better. Not only that, it made this person realize how similar, how alike we really are. Today's reminder: sharing our shame and fear helps us to live a smoother life because, well, I'm just adding this on my own, but I realized through working my program that the fear and shame that I felt, I definitely didn't need to feel the shame, and the fear, I had tools to work with the fear. To me, the shame was much easier to deal with. The fear, I still work on every single day. So the quote is from As We Understood. Deep down we understand that we need to share what we think is so dark and shameful with others so that we can feel better. And thank goodness that Al-Anon is a safe place to do that. I don't usually share like in the middle, but like in the middle of me paraphrasing, and summarizing. But that's what happened today. guess that's fine, and I'm not really sure I have anything else to say. So there you go. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. The 2 books almost fell on the floor, but I caught them with my arm. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.